Hello everyone, my name is Yugla and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about hair care. So one of my Instagram followers sent me a message and asked me, can you please do a video telling me about how I can take care of my hair? So I thought I can share some tips with you guys, and if it helps, it helps. I'm going to put a bit of a disclaimer in that just because something works for me doesn't mean that it will work for everyone. These are tips and tricks that you can try, but if they don't work for you, I'm sure there are many other videos on YouTube with different tips that might work for you. It's never a one-size-fits-all sort of answer. We all have different hair and we all have different bodies and things affect us in different ways. So I just want to put that in there. And I'm not a medical person, so anything I'm saying is not coming from a medical standpoint. It's just coming from my own experience. So before we get started, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, you can subscribe now, and let's get started. I guess my hair journey is how do I have healthy hair? At first it can come down to genetics. So my mum has a lot of thick hair, and her mum had a lot of thick hair, and I have other people in my family who have thick hair, so it can be down to genetics. There are also other elements, but I'll go through that in my tips. This is more about like my journey to healthy hair. So in high school is when I learnt about straighteners, and I used to straighten my hair nearly every single day because that was what was in fashion at the time, and I didn't want to be left out. I was like, no, I need to have straight hair. Even though my hair is naturally straight, I still straightened my hair because that was just the thing to do at that time, and I didn't want to be left out. And then I think when I started college or university, the trend came in of having like undone hair. And that is basically when I stopped blow drying my hair and I stopped using straighteners in my hair, as in on a daily basis. And before I did start doing that, my hair wasn't like unhealthy. It was just starting to dry out, because if you use heat on your hair every single day, it's going to affect it. So I stopped using those items and I went for the undone messy look that was in the magazines. And that was actually the thing that prompted me to stop using heat in my hair. And then like a year went, 2 years went. I think the only time I would use heat is if I was going to curl my hair for a night out. Other than that, I never really touched heat to my hair. On top of that, I don't know why, I stopped brushing my hair, and then I stopped using like so many products in my hair. So I think there was a combination of like all those things coming together. So thanks to fashion, it saved my hair. So I guess my tips, starting with my tips. My first tip would be think about how much heat you're using in your hair. I don't think sometimes people realise like heat is actually very damaging. And if it's used every single day, it can damage your hair and it will have an effect on your hair. So I don't think people should be surprised if they have any heat damage. It can dry out your hair. I think the only thing that will kind of, I guess if you do need to use heat on your hair every day, always use a heat protector, and always use something that's moisturizing, so you can keep the moisture in your hair, like a mousse or whatever it is that you need to do before your hair like dries out. Anything that's going to give it a bit of nourishment and protect it from all the heat that will get used on it. I don't blow dry my hair anymore, and it does make my hair a lot more frizzy, but I really like air drying my hair, and there are many times I've actually gone to sleep with wet hair and I've woken up with my hair like less frizzy because of it. So I think, again, it's like different things work for different people. Some say you shouldn't wash your hair at night. I wash my hair at night all the time and I've never had a problem. So work with it and just see what works for you. And another tip, my second tip, would be diet. And when I say diet, that includes things like water, fruit and veg. What are we putting into our bodies? Again, like with our skin, if we hear the notion of like, oh, the inside out, or how you feel on the inside is how it's reflected on the outside. So if we're told to drink 2 liters of water a day and your skin will get better for it, well, your hair is also attached to your body, so it will have the same effect on your hair. And sometimes when I also say diet, it can also include supplements. So for example, I've had a really bad hair fall and I came to find out I actually have an iron deficiency, which is linked to hair fall. So I've had to start taking iron supplements, and it has helped. Again, this is something that you should get checked out. It's not always down to iron, it can be down to other things. Things like stress can have a massive impact. When I've been very, very stressed, my hair falls out a lot more. There are all those sort of elements that can be taken into consideration as well. So I guess managing that is look at what we're eating. Are you drinking enough water? Have you gone and got your iron checked out? Is there something else that is going on that you don't know about? Is worth finding out. And so then my third tip would be how much product are we using in our hair? So for example, if you're putting hairspray in your hair every day, it's going to have an impact. If you're using different types of gels, because they're so firm and they're so heavy, they can have an impact on your hair. It's just analysing, like, okay, what are we doing every day that's going to have an impact on my hair? So I barely, unless it's like a natural oil or sometimes a mousse, depending on what style I'm doing, I barely use any product in my hair. I only really use my shampoo and conditioner. And even then with my shampoo and conditioner, I've switched to more of a natural shampoo. Not 100% natural, but natural stepping towards a more natural route. So I use the Herbal Essences Naturals range at the moment. And it's one of the only brands that's actually helped manage my frizz. And it is now cruelty-free. A bonus! So I really like the Naturals range, and if I am going to put any sort of like product in my hair, I will use something like an argan oil or a almond oil. So yeah, and growing up actually, I used to have coconut oil put in my hair like every other week. I would have it in my hair for a few days, and that really, really helped my hair. It's probably one of the reasons why it's still so healthy. So I'll go for more those sort of products, and if I am going to use heat, then I will use a heat protector. But I don't really put much product in my hair, even if I want to have it styled up. It completely depends on what I'm doing. And that's just more of a personal preference and a habit rather than like it being the right or wrong thing. And I guess another thing I could add into products at the same time is doing hair masks. So again, I would go down the natural route because I just think that's healthier and safer for the hair. So for example, I did a avocado, honey, and yogurt hair mask. It literally was so messy, but it can work so nicely on your hair. And if you go on Pinterest or on Google, there are like a ton of hair masks and natural hair masks that you can do, and different fruits and oils and honeys and whatever it is that is in those ingredients have different benefits for your hair, and can give them like different shines and nourishment and all that sort of stuff. I guess my fourth tip would be if you are colouring your hair. So for example, if you have really, really dark hair and you want to go blonde, or you want to go a lighter shade of brown, I would only recommend doing, I guess, a formal colouring at a salon, or unless someone you know knows how to colour hair, like just doing it in the safest way possible, because doing like, for example, like at-home bleaches is going to ruin your hair. Bleach will ruin your hair, especially if you have dark hair like mine. Like my hair is practically black, and if I was going to put any sort of bleach into it, my hair would fall out, and so bleach can damage your hair, and I guess any sort of repetitive colour in your hair can be damaging. Again, it can be very individual. I've seen some girls who are able to really maintain their hair when they colour it, but it's just knowing what the right product is, and they have good hairdressers and they know what to do to take care of it. Whereas I've seen other girls whose hair is so dry that it literally breaks when you touch it. So that, again, like everything I'm saying, there are two ends of the spectrum, but these are the experiences that I've had. Like I remember when I was young, me and my cousins did like our own hair bleaching, and it just turned out so terrible and it ruined my hair, and I did not like it. So I guess that's my advice. Like, I would just say, like, think about what you want to do to your hair and is it really worth dyeing. I've gone to get my hair cut a few times and people have told me don't get it coloured. Like, your hair is so healthy, why are you going to ruin it by putting colour on it? So I guess I would think about that. The final tip is also about how we wear our hair. So I don't think people necessarily class this as like a health tip, but I guess it's more to do with the substance, like how much hair you end up having, or your hairline. So you can count it as a hair tip, I guess, a hair care tip. So one thing I often bang on about on my Instagram is that we should not have our hair up all the time. So for example, like if your hair is up in a bun 24/7, you are going to start getting like a receding hairline, or you'll start getting bald patches. So I don't know if you can see here, if I put mine back, mine's already started because I'm in such a bad habit of doing my hair up in a bun all the time. So we have to be careful about how we do that. So if you have, so for example, things like doing like braids all the time, like unless they're loose, they're fine, but if you're every single day gonna pull your hair back and like to give yourself a facelift or whatever it is that hair does for you when it's pulled up, expect it to have an impact on your hairline. And it's not just happened with me. Again, like when I say these things, it's either I've experienced it or I've seen someone else experience it. So yeah, I guess I think about the way that you pull your hair back and what sort of styles you do. And again, these are things that you won't necessarily see it every single day, but over time you'll see the result of it and be like, oh hey, like when did this happen? Like this wasn't there a year ago. But it's like if you've been putting your hair up every single day for a year, you'll eventually see the result of it. And when I say this, like I'm also not saying like you should never have your hair like that. It's just about changing it. So if you're gonna have your hair up one day in a bun, put it on a low bun the next day, and give your hair variation so it doesn't ever just sit in one way all the time. And that can also help with your hairline or hair growth and stopping like balding going on in your hair. And I think that's all that's in my head right now. These are the things that I live by and that I do for myself every day. Some of them unconsciously, some consciously. So yeah, let me know if this has been useful to you. It's a bit of a different video to what I've done before, but it's my hair is something that I get complimented on all the time, even when I go to get my hair cut. And I'm very proud of how healthy it is, because I used to take it for granted and I used to be like, oh, like why am I this person who's got all this hair? And now I'm just like, oh my god, yes, I'm this person who has all this hair. And I have loads of friends and people that I meet and people's hair that I style where they're like, oh my god, my hair is just not healthy. So these are the steps that I've taken for my hair to be the way it is, and I hope it helps you. And let me know if you try any of my tips out, and if you have anything that works for you that I haven't mentioned, please let me know. I can post about it and share with other people, obviously giving you credit. Let me know in the comments below, or you can send me a message and we can discuss new ways of looking after our hair. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have found this useful. If there is anything else you would like me to speak about, hair related, life related, let me know. Please subscribe, like and share my video, and I will see you next time.